Hello, welcome to the Basketball Addicts podcast. Man, we saw a good one. We're talking about game 5. The Milwaukee Bucks win 3 games in a row to take a 3-2 lead. It was a close game, 123 to 119. Beautiful game. Chris, you talk about the masterpiece first.
Oh my gosh. First things first, for all Suns fans, and for those of us, including myself, who said, hey, Suns in 4, Suns in 5, we all should hang our head in shame right now. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3.
Not me.
That was a beautiful game, though, for sure. That was competitive all the way through. I loved watching it. It was one couple of things that I did want to touch on, though. Game was very close. It seems to be a trend in these games. These 3 games that the Bucks won, it hasn't necessarily been a blowout, but there's been problems that have been persistent. There has not been. Look, Devin Booker, in my eyes, is maybe be the number 2 player on the floor right now. He's the definite closer for the Phoenix Suns, but they have not been able to close out games. That's been very persistent throughout. These last 3 games that the Bucks have won have been very close. They're not losing by 20 points. They're not losing by 10 points. They're losing by a couple points. And it's all because there's a problem when it comes to closing games. They're not, Devin Booker is amazing throughout this series. Like, literally, he was amazing yesterday and the game before.
Exactly.
But we're not closing games. You see what I'm like? I'm not sure if I'm like, I believe like I'm watching the same game. They're not closing games at a high clip. And then also the Bucks are becoming monsters defensively down the stretch. Jrue Holiday was amazing. He did exactly what he's supposed to do. He understood the assignment.
That was a masterpiece.
Defensively.
Yes.
A masterpiece. It was just like so crazy because like, wow. I wasn't expecting that, honestly. I was not expecting that. The way not once, but twice.
Yes.
Down the stretch in the clutch defensively. If he come up big, without those 2 plays, game's over because the game was almost won. Yes. The game was almost won. There was a game-winning lob because of a game-winning steal. A clutch steal by Jrue Holiday, which led to a game-winning line that won the game because Devin Booker had the ball in the post. He was going for the spin fade away. They double teamed. Jrue Holiday took the ball. It was the other way. Lob. Giannis finishes the lob, gets fouled, knocks down the free throw.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see this a little bit. The Bucks seem to have come up with huge plays down the stretch. Giannis's block against DeAndre and then the alley-oop last game. Huge, right? So I can see where you're coming from, but the Suns were hot leading into the last couple of possessions. Like Chris Paul hit a 3, Devin Booker hit a tough out of the bounds 3.
Yeah,
did you see that?
I did see that.
Ridiculous. That was like Klay Thompson-ish, right? Range in the way he shot it. So yeah, it's you're definitely right. I honestly think that this was a crazy game. I think that they're starting to figure out Brook Lopez a little bit better. Even though he got 28 minutes, a lot of times it was without Giannis, right? So he's getting 8 minutes without Giannis. And they're doing a good job of bringing him in when he's fresh. They're rest him for long periods of times, fresh, and then he's out, right? Bobby Portis is getting in the fourth quarter, they don't really play him that much. So which I love. Jrue Holiday dominated quarter 2 and quarter 3. He was getting his shot going. 27 points is phenomenal. It was one of the I don't think it's happened in this playoffs. The 2 and the 3 both played. You know how we've been talking about, this guy has this big game, and then this guy has a big game, and they never seemed to. It was like they both hit it at the same night, right? 29 by Chris Middleton, 27 with Jrue Holiday is special.
Yeah,
that's Giannis is at 32. That's a special 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Right. So, if they can keep this consistently, this series is over. Right. but you really don't know if this is going to keep on happening consistently. But Chris Middleton's starting to put 2 games in a row of spectacular performances. He's really great in the mid range, creating space. It's kind of like Devin Booker ish, how he creates space. But he is a special guy in that sense. I don't think he's a star like everybody wants to say he is, but he's pretty special. Devin Booker is having amazing finals. This is a phenomenal finals. Chris Paul didn't have a bad game. DeAndre Ayton didn't have a bad game. You know, the Suns probably should have won this game.
Mm-hmm.
And this is probably going to be the swing game in the NBA Finals. Now the Bucks, you get 2 games and you get one of them at home, right? You get home court energy game 6, right? I mean, coming back game 7 is going to be tough. I wouldn't say the series is over because I liked what I saw from the Suns, and I feel like we're still going to cause them problems. But yeah, the Bucks had a great game. I didn't see anything structurally too much that I didn't like. I feel like both of them kind of had a feel for each other now, and they know what they can and cannot get against each other. So it's going to be really interesting what we're going to see the rest of this way. And yeah, it was a beautiful game to watch. It's one of the more fun games to watch, in my opinion.
Definitely one of the more fun games of the series to watch. Just a couple quick things. Just the Suns, they're in a must-win situation now. Now their backs are completely against the wall. They've been punched out. They fell down, and now they back up. And now they're like that one punch away. They like this. They one punch away from being knocked out. Because all it takes is one more game, and it's over. You're going back to Phoenix as a runner-up.
Yeah, and Chris Paul doesn't get his ring, right? Everybody wants Chris Paul to get his ring, but maybe Giannis is gonna have his ring. I would say this game wasn't too lopsided either way with any of the stat categories other than free throw percentage. The Bucks shot 52% from the free throw line and won. That's special.
Yeah.
Wow. The Suns shot 68% from 3 and the Bucks shot 50%. Yeah, they were both just cooking, man. Yeah, this is a good game the Suns probably should have won. It's just Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton blew up, right? So you don't know when they're going to show up. But when they show up on the same night, they're scary.
Yeah.
And if they do it again in the last 2 games, even if it's game 7 against the Suns and they have the home court advantage and, you know, the energy of beating them in game 6, if they both show up, you're not winning.
Yeah.
Right. They show up like this is not a Bucks team that can lose to the Suns, to a level of the team of the Suns. So it's gonna be interesting. I had the Bucks at 7. So the prediction's not looking too bad right now after they win 3 games in a row.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'm right. But if I'm wrong, the Suns win and they win in 7. It's a beautiful series. So at least as a basketball fan, we're getting good basketball. So I mean, like the whole game, I was like, wow. Like I saw the game ending on like TikTok before I watched. I was like, wait, what? They had what alley-oop? Like Giannis is like Drew Holiday steals the ball from Devin Booker. Drew Holiday had a masterpiece defensively.
Honestly, 2 clutch steals up the stretch, down the stretch. I mean, that won them the game. I mean, like when Devin Booker gets down low, especially like that, if he didn't get trapped, that was over. Game was over there.
He probably would have hit it. Yeah.
He would have hit it.
Yeah.
Oh, he was looking for a bailout. Because he was looking, okay, I'm gonna pass the ball out. I'm gonna run back out to the 3, then I'm gonna knock this down.
He gets a lot of foul calls.
Yeah.
Devin Booker gets a lot of foul calls. And for some reason, they keep on missing foul calls that he does late in the game. They missed one last game, and when he stripped Chris Middleton but hugged him on the back end, like he literally hugged his back, like, and they didn't get called for it. He's getting away with it. He's but you know, he's a star, so everybody gets that privilege as a star.
Everybody gets one.
Do you have anything else to say, or do you want to move into the fan questions?
No, I don't have anything else to say, but when it comes, I never feels it makes me want to. I'm just kidding. Question time. I'm kidding.
All right, so we're gonna move it into Gus Nelson. We're having him ask the questions that you guys, as listeners of the podcast, have to ask for us. We're gonna give you our responses, and we'll see what you guys think about it, and hopefully we satisfy your interest. So here we go.
Yeah.
All right. You guys ready for the first question?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. This is from Yo It's Rover, all one word.
Ooh.
He said, "Do you think Luka, Jokic, and Giannis are the beginning of an integrated league takeover by the other countries?" And I'm sorry if I butchered that second one there.
Jokic's name is pretty tough. Chris, you
Yeah.
can take it first.
Do we think that's a beginning of an of an international league takeover? Integrated league takeover? I mean, not so much. Because for the simple fact that there's always been international players in the NBA. But they've never been on this level, I would say, because now they're looking
Hakeem.
like, okay, Hakeem, I'll give you that. I'll definitely give you that. Hakeem is a good example, but I'm saying like we see possibly. I mean, we've mentioned this. You've mentioned this before. Luka could possibly be like that next step. Like he could possibly become like the next guy in the
best
NBA,
player in the
the best player in the NBA. So that from that perspective, it could be a takeover. Jokic is looking amazing, but when you go back to it, I mean, with the injuries and things like that, I mean, Jokic was the best player of this league because everybody else was hurt. That's just the fact of the matter.
Yes, 100% facts.
Giannis, on the other hand, is a different question because he's not in the same realm as a Jokic because he's different. He's
a better player.
He's a better player, and he actually won MVP with healthy people, even though voter fatigue and all this other stuff. We went through that in the past podcast. So I wouldn't technically say it's a takeover because there's already been international players, but from the Luka perspective, it could be. Because this probably be the first time, in the NBA we'll probably have see like a possible best player coming from across the water.
Yeah, I honestly disagree with you a little bit here.
I'm listening.
I think international players are starting to show you glimpses of what's going on internationally.
Mm-hmm.
Internationally, it's different than in the NBA. They like literally just focus on one sport. They don't have to have focused as much on schooling. So like Luka, you can play professionally, internationally, and develop your skills. It's a much more focused on the skill set, developmental youth, which you American players usually develop in the like 20s, right?
Yeah.
So what they have the benefit of is if they have a guy with height, if they have a guy with athleticism, paired with the skill base that they get taught, then you get special things, right? Luka's 6'7" point guard that can move the way he can with the skill base of the way international basketball is, then you get special. So this can be a takeover slowly. From a skill set standpoint. Right now America just does provide more athleticism from the basketball players, but it's just it's gonna start integrating. It might be just like all NBA teams might eventually become 50-50 at some point in time. That's the way I would take it. And as the game grows more, they get like the centers are like rare human beings, and all the great centers in the NBA are from Europe. Like not Europe, across the world. Like it's hard to find some of these really gifted 7-footers, right? So what I'm going with this is that due to it being such a wider pool of people and their development skills of players getting better, I would say yes. I'm saying that it's going to happen slowly. I wouldn't be surprised if it eventually becomes 50-50 or even leans the world over America at some point in time, maybe 20 years. Yeah, that's my take on that.
I agree to an extent because, like I said, there's been international players forever, you know what I mean? But they've never been on the level that they are today. But, I mean, like everything, just Luka, that's different. Giannis is different. Jokic is different. You know, they all have
JoJo's international.
True. And then once they get this athleticism that they're like kind of sort of missing, because they focus like Jokic, you see it. He's not really fast, but he's very skilled for his position.
Yes.
Luka is very skilled for his position. He doesn't really have the motor. But when we get the player who comes from over here and comes over here and he has the motor, athleticism, and the skill, then I'll be like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand where you're coming from. I think it's going to happen slowly over time.
Yeah.
All right, Gus, you can hit us with the next one?
Yeah. Like this.
All right. Real quick, I did want to point out, just kind of calling back to what Jason said about how it's just a different kind of mentality. It's a different mindset. It's a different type of training. So Luka started playing professionally in Europe in the first league he ever played for when he was 15. He was EuroLeague MVP when he was 16. And he has played in 17. It just has 17 different types of title games, whether that's, I know those aren't championships because he won a EuroLeague championship for Slovenia when he was 17 in 2016.
Jeez.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, the Real Madrid conference is probably the second greatest league in the world. So he played for Real Madrid. So
yeah, he did. Yeah.
All right, Gus, you can hit us with the next one. That's a good supporting stat.
The next one is by N_Murphy97. And they asked, I want to hear about what you guys think are the best bets for next season's MVP, finals winners, defensive player of the year, etc.
All right, Chris, you can go first.
Ooh, okay. Don't put that on me. Okay. Finals winners. Okay. So I think I've mentioned this already, is that if Brooklyn is healthy, I hate to admit it, but it's over. It's just no getting over that. So I would call Kevin Durant the finals MVP, and Brooklyn takes the chip. They get there first.
I second that motion.
And far as what were the other ones, Gus?
The MVP, like the regular season awards.
Oh, MVP? I mean, it's hard to tell. You can't just tell from the past season. You have to see how they play different seasons because all the other players, players take leaps and they also fall backwards. So you can't really gauge that right away. But possibly Luka. Luka is looking really good. Luka's looking really good, and he might take that leap that we're expecting. But and then far as maybe
he has the ball all the time.
He does, and we never know what's going to happen in the offseason because they might make a move.
Yeah.
And defensive player of the year was the other one.
Defensive player of the year. That's another one. It's kind of like hard to tell because you have to see where they go. Is Giannis going to go back to back?
I would take AD.
AD? Healthy?
Yeah. If he's healthy, he's my best defensive player in the league.
Yeah, as long as Rudy Gobert doesn't get it, I'm good.
Yeah, I think it's just the rest of the awards too. I think it has etc. So the Rookie of the Year, Sixth Man, Most Improved Coach,
Jalen Green for Rookie of the Year.
Yes, sir. You heard it here first. It's either gonna be him or Kate. Jalen Green's a good choice. Yeah, 100% agree.
And give me MPJ for Most Improved.
Ooh, that's a good choice. I'm choosing Jonathan Isaac because I think he's starting to show a little bit of flashes, and nobody else is on that team is offensively skilled. So I wouldn't be surprised if he jumps up to 19 or 20 points per game.
Yeah.
Damn,
what other award is there? Is that it?
Got Sixth Man and
Sixth Man?
Coach of the Year. Choose your Sixth Man.
Well, there could be moves being made, so I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Sixth Man of the Year. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna take somebody new. I think Jordan Poole, the Warriors are gonna win enough games. I think he's extremely underrated. Obviously, he's not gonna start over Steph or Clay, but he's probably gonna be the sixth guy off the bench. And with the way they play offense, I wouldn't be surprised if he has 15 to 16 points per game next year off the bench. And I think he's completely slept on. So Jordan Poole is mine.
Okay. And now are we looking at coaches now of the year?
Yeah, head coach of the year.
Nate McMillan?
I love that choice. I would personally go with I forget his name. His name would be Willie Green. Whoever is the guy who's taking over for the Pelicans will probably be in the playoffs. Zion Williamson, Brandon Ingram, big names. whoever that coach is who
Yeah.
took them from the 13th seed to whatever they're gonna be, because Samuel Gundy can't coach. Is who I forget his name, but I'll take the Pelicans coach.
Okay. I'm
All
not
right,
mad at that.
Gus, you can hit us with the next one. I think we have two more.
All right. K_large with a J.
Lar. I know this person's Lar.
Lar. Okay, my bad. Sorry, Mr. Lar or Mrs.
Large
Lar.
A.
Large A.
Wow.
They said, I'm curious of who some of your biggest busts are in NBA history based solely off of expectations and hype entering into the NBA.
What's the guy who like scored all those points in like college and then he went to the Morrison. Adam Morrison.
Yeah,
Morrison.
You love him.
Adam Morrison.
You love
Who
hate on Adam
it goes on and on. Anthony Bennett, Dirko Milicic.
Mhm.
You should have took Carmelo
Yes.
Anthony instead of taking him. I don't know why you did that.
Andre Bargnani, Kwame Brown, Michael and Candy,
Oh gosh, you can go on and on.
Greg Oden,
Greg
was drafted
Oden.
before Kevin Durant, Marco Fultz,
He had a lot of potential though.
no, Anthony Bennett, Evan Turner, Derek Williams, Michael Kidd Gilchrist, Jabari
Yeah,
Parker.
Jabari Parker is definitely a bust.
I would say the biggest bust based on expectations, probably Greg Oden, because
Yeah.
Greg Oden legitimately was a special guy.
I was gonna say
Like,
he
he
had a lot
had-
of potential. Yeah,
He was really strong, 7 foot, really athletic. Like, he was borderline David Robinson-ish kind of dimensions.
yeah.
It's just injuries killed the guy.
Yep.
So I would say Greg Oden out of that list. I don't think Kwame Brown was like hyper special. He was just really athletic for the size.
Yeah.
And some Euro guys, they didn't have the expectations. Darko Milicic probably didn't have expectations. Bargnani, they probably weren't like, oh, this guy's gonna be the next Dirk. They're like, oh, the Euro guy is going one. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So but Greg Oden was special.
Yeah.
Right? That's a sad story because he really was special. So I'll go Greg Oden.
I couldn't agree more. Well, based off expectations out of that list, it would be Greg Oden. That's the one who was the bust. Like
Yeah.
it was sad to see too.
Yeah.
So much potential. Such
I didn't
hype,
know
too.
for first. I didn't know at first if it was just picks, and I was gonna be like, "Oh, Phil Jackson with the Knicks."
No.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, talk about a bust.
Yeah.
The greatest, what people consider the greatest coach of all time. It's like Melo and him, just like oil and water right
Yeah.
there. All right, yeah,
Well,
Gus, you can hit us with the next one.
There's actually 3 more. So do you guys want to go through all of them, or
Yeah,
you guys just want
yeah.
to take one more?
Yeah, take
No,
one.
you can go with all. Yeah.
All right. The next one is also by it's Lar, right? K_Lar.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
RJ.
Yes.
Which cities most deserve an NBA expansion team?
Ooh, good
I think we
one.
have like 3. We talked about this. We have like 3.
Yeah.
I'll go mine. Well, you can go yours first. I'll go mine. Then we'll go with the one we came up with while we were talking.
Okay. All right. So Seattle.
Mm.
I would say Seattle will get one. I mean, we've already
Yes.
seen the Seattle Supersonics. I think they have a pretty decent market over there. How I would
Yes.
choose these teams is based off like competitive markets because you want to bring a team in where there's going to be potential to make money. If you don't
Yeah.
have a big enough market, I mean, like San Antonio is doing pretty well, but they're not a great market. You have to have a market that's going to attract people. I mean,
Yes.
attract players and attract free agents. So like you have to have people, you have to have a player who's going to want to go there and put butts in the seat.
Yes.
So you have to, I was like, Seattle is hungry for another team. I mean, you have the fan base. They're already established, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're used to having the Supersonics there, even though it's been years since then. But
Yeah.
you could put another team there, and I'm pretty sure it'd do well.
That's a safe choice. Yeah, that's a good choice. That's a good choice. All right, I'm going out here. I'm gonna go with Honolulu, Hawaii.
That's
Now,
very specific.
why? Let me tell you why. There's a bunch of people over there that are old money. Okay, so we're gonna sell some season tickets, right? We're gonna put butts in the seats. everybody, you're talking about free agency destination. Hey, LeBron, you want to go live in paradise while you're getting paid the max? Yes, please. Like, bro, like this would be nice. The teams come on, they visit, they like travel to visit, watch to play against you guys. They just like they party all night, and then you just get like this huge home court advantage. All you have to do is market it around the unique culture in Hawaii, right? Give it a cool name, give it a cool mascot, try to associate yourself with the culture, and it could definitely work. It's a travel destination. I mean, I know people who live overseas that watch like are good friends of us, like Enzo and Kiri, that like, oh, if I ever come visit you, I'd want to watch. I live near Dallas, so like they would want to watch Luka Doncic, right? Like if people travel and there's an NBA, and if it's like a big enough attraction, people will go see it. So I think that Honolulu, Hawaii would be a great choice, especially free agency. That's a heck of a marketing chip.
Yeah.
Paradise, bro, paradise. Everybody's got private jets now. Every team's got a PJ. So I'm going to Hawaii. Yes,
That's actually a really good choice because that's a tourist destination too. So you would get people
Mhm.
who come all from around the world to go watch it.
Yes.
Especially because
Yes.
basketball is like a worldwide sport now. So
Yes. Mm-hmm. All right, you want to intro our merged one, the one we both thought of?
I don't remember which one we both thought of.
Oh,
forgot.
I'll say it and it'll click for you.
Okay.
The betting capital of the world is Las Vegas, and there's no basketball team.
Oh, yeah.
Sports betting is legal. They got a lot of money there. People travel to Las Vegas. Nobody travels to Las Vegas without money. All
That's
right?
very true.
I'm not gonna go. Yeah, so it's a huge money spot, right? Legal betting. I could see that working. So Las Vegas is our bonus destination.
Las Vegas would work too. Like for
Yeah.
sure. For sure. Like these are the high rollers. And then the thing is though, that you can go to watch the basketball game. That's a tourist destination for Las Vegas. And then you also have the concerts that go on because there's a lot of, artists who have Las Vegas residencies. And then if you like that, then you can also go gamble and things like that. It's a perfect destination for a basketball team, honestly.
You could literally do like a gambling like NBA stadium. Like you have a casino in the stadium.
You could. Yeah. Wow. Why has nobody thought of that first? Like that's pretty smart. It's pretty smart to do that.
Yeah.
Las Vegas.
All right, Gus. Yeah.
Uh,
you can hit us the next one.
I was gonna say real quick, I think the biggest thing for Vegas that tells people everything they need to know about the market is that two sports franchises just moved there.
That's very true.
Yeah.
So
I think the
you have
Raiders
the
did, yeah.
Raiders and then the NHL, the Knights, who in their first season as a professional hockey team won the Stanley Cup.
Wow.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Congratulations to them, even though we
Yeah.
don't cover NHL.
Sure.
Yeah, sorry guys.
We love to see success.
Yeah, I just had to support y'all with letting you know that Vegas is a great market. So
Yes, sir.
So the next question is from Z Porter. They say, who is a sleeper in the NBA draft outside of the lottery?
Ooh.
I got. Do you
Go
want me to
ahead.
go first?
Go ahead. You remember you were playing GM. You played GM. You know better than I do.
Bro. There's this guy from VCU. I could choose some guys that'd be good role players in the NBA that I feel safe with, like Trey Murphy, right? Virginia, 6'9", small forward. He's probably going to be in the league for 8 years, starting, play great defense and all that stuff. Nashawn Bones-Highland from VCU has the deepest range in the NBA draft, right? He's one of the greatest shooters in the NBA draft, and he shoots from Dame range. Now, okay, you're saying, oh, this guy must just be a spot up shooter. No, he's creating off the dribble and doing this. He's doing step back shots doing this. He has great point guard footwork, the guard footwork that we see that are special, right? He doesn't have the passing yet to be proficient to be an all-star, but if he clicks for him, if it ever clicks for him, he can be an all-star. He can be a star, right? He can drop 25 to 30 points per game, right? He is a special 6'3", 6'9" wingspan. Like he, at the worst case scenario, probably be a great sixth man. Best case scenario, star. Yeah, That's my guy, Deshaun Bones Highland. He's really nobody really knows him. A lot of
Yeah, like
people have him like a second round.
See, that's crazy because I didn't know. I didn't know.
Yeah.
That's why I said this is your question because you play a GM. This is your question.
Yeah.
This is your
Yep.
question.
Yeah,
But-
it's
but-
him.
Yeah.
It's him. All right, Gus, you can hit it. What's the next one? Unless Chris, you have something.
Nope. Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, so I actually made a mistake. I thought we already had read one of the third question, but
Mhm.
this guy technically asked 2 questions, so I'll just go ahead and throw the second part in there as a bonus.
Mhm.
He followed that up with, I'm thinking, I don't want to butcher the name. I'm assuming Dewan
Sean
Washington
Hamilton?
Jr.
Who?
Dwayne Washington Jr. What do you guys think of that?
Oh, yeah. I guess he's a player that's around the same mold in the second round or late pick. I'm not as big on him, but my guy would be Deshaun Bones Highland. So yeah, I really love that guy. So it's really special. If you want a little bonus one, name is Queta from Utah State, 7'1", great wingspan, highly athletic, great body. He's going to be a great shot blocker and the next level rebound lob guy. There's a lot of guys who are slept on. So is the guy from Stanford, Zaire Williams. I think he flashes shot creating ability at the next level. He just has to be in the right situation. He's kind of like Cam Reddish coming out of the draft. So yeah, those are some guys.
Alrighty. Here's with the next one.
No, that's it. There's no more. That was it.
Oh,
That was the
really?
last one.
All right.
Alrighty. Whoa.
Well, thank you guys. Thank
Yeah.
you for all the fan questions. If you guys ever want to do that again, you can just hit us up. We'll do this. We can have this become a reoccurring theme in our podcast. I know at some point in time we're talking about having some sort of all-time NBA draft. So if you guys would like to be involved in that live on the podcast, so yeah, thank you for guys for listening to the Basketball Addicts. You guys can find us on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. We're on all those platforms putting up unique things. So thank you guys for listening, and thank you for subscribing, and thank you for hitting that download button, being good fans. We really appreciate that. And so yeah, I'm Jason Collins.
And I'm Chris Muhammad. I got one more thing.
Ooh, okay.
Just real quick. I just want to say
Uh-huh.
thank you. Thank you. I know Jason said it already, but I just want to say thank you as well, because without you guys, I don't know if, for you guys who follow our Instagram and things like that, we recently hit over 250 downloads. We last week, the week before last week, on Friday, we hit over 250 downloads. The week before that, we were just at over 200. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Keep listening, keep subscribing, keep rocking with us. More wins on the way. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you very much. I completely agree with that sentiment.
All righty.
All right. Well, we'll redo this again. I'm
Right.
Jason Collins.
And I'm Chris Muhammad.
And we're the Basketball Addicts.
Peace out.